Hi, I'm Lo. I'm sorry. Anyway, today I'd like to talk about what I bought in July. This time I'm going to talk about 4 t-shirts, but honestly this is problematic. It's definitely problematic, right? So why it's problematic, there's a chance this video might not be helpful. So please interpret it at your own discretion. I'd like you to interpret. So there's almost a place to pay attention to it and actually buy it. So I think I should introduce it while showing the t-shirt for a moment. I think I should introduce it. Best regards. Let's get to the main part. So this time the problematic work and the t-shirts that I bought are these 4 t-shirts.
But I think they're almost fake.
But honestly, it's a difficult interpretation, but it's a question of what makes it fake. Even among the second-hand clothes, they're called bootleg items. In the 90s, there was a place where a t-shirt with that popular design was sold with a t-shirt printed on it without permission at all. There are such bootleg products, but there are many patterns that can't be released officially. And there are many patterns that can't be released. And they are often put out with banned t-shirts. There are also fake patterns. One of the possibilities is called a bootleg vintage, in vintage clothes. I'm one of those people who honestly don't think that bootleg vintage is bad. So I bought an item that might become something in the future. It's not a counterfeit at this moment. Now let's consider the groove in the band's tee. For example, this is the first one. This t-shirt, this photo tee. This is a Recce t-shirt. Red Hot Chili Peppers. It's a band t-shirt, this one. The body is called this giant. Does it say made in USA, and can you see it on the sleeve? This is what they call a single stitch. T-shirts before the 90s were sewn like this. This is how it feels. There is something like this. This can be said in general, but first of all, it's fake in various places. How to tell the difference between a fake and a real vintage t-shirt? When you often search on Google, what often comes up is whether this tag is made in the United States or not. Whether it's made in the United States and uses this body frequently comes up. Whether the sleeve sewing method I showed earlier is a single stitch or not often comes up as a judgment material. It becomes a way to identify fakes, but I think caution is needed here because all of these 4 are related. It's all American. All of them are like this. All are American-made bodies, and everyone. All of them are single stitches. So why, if you believe only that information, you honestly think this thing is real? Why do we judge this to be fake? This time the definition of this fake is called reprint. That's what I judge. This t-shirt body is likely a method to print this popular design on this plain t-shirt, for example. But this is also very popular, this Dinosaur Jr. That's what it is. The back is also properly entered. This is also a giant American-made, as before, single stitch. but it is an item of the original 90s, and the body is also from the 90s, made in America. But this, to be honest, can't be conveyed in an image. The print is shiny. You can clearly say that it is beautiful, new, for example, Uniqlo, Mr. Satchmans or whatever, but it's a printed t-shirt and it feels the same when you touch it. There's no cracking. So this is also very popular. Train spotting t-shirt made in USA. Single stitch. If this was the original, it wouldn't be around 10,000 for one t-shirt. Clearly, this print is too beautiful to be honest. Considering the age of the body, the print is too beautiful. Those were my criteria for judging it as a fake, but besides that, I don't have any other evidence to judge. It might be possible to compare it with the original, but it's a bit difficult to be honest. Another way to identify a fake is that there are often that register marks or those official marks that are located under the print. If it has those, it's usually the genuine article. But the technology of those who make counterfeits is really improving. Honestly, that's what I felt with this. It's Gump, right? There must be people who've seen it. This is the original and truly a product of its time. Shall we look at the body? The body is made in the USA. The sleeves are single stitched. Isn't this terrifying? There's even a mark of light wear like this. This is really scary, isn't it? Here we are. But this print is obviously new. It doesn't appear old at all. Honestly, if someone tells me it's dead stock, I can't tell if it's dead stock anymore. So this is completely up to the individual to decide. So it's sad to say it's a bit of an extreme case. If this were mass-produced, the value of the original would decrease. Honestly, I can't tell them apart anymore. I wonder how many thrift stores there are in Japan today. In fact, these teas were sold in the store. Thought I shan't mention the name. It's a way of selling vintage teas in the store, but the price is obviously cheaper. The market price for a popular print like this is around 23,000 yen, which is very cheap. Anything over 50,000 yen seems to be normal, but it's less than 10,000 yen. I bought it at the store where it was sold this time, and it's also available on Mercari and Yahoo. As far as things sold on flea market sites go, these are basically new. They claim to have bought it as a souvenir, but it seems they didn't make it themselves. Whether or not this is considered a fake really depends on the one who sees it and the one who buys it. However, I don't think it's right to resell this at a higher price. I don't think it's good to do so. But when I consider selling it at this price, I thought it has a good design. This is now. The print looks beautifully distinct, but when used daily, this is assuming this is 5 years later, 10 years later, and the print fades and the body starts showing wear and tear. I fear that it will be unrecognizable. It's scary, to be honest. That's the negative side of it, but on the positive side, I personally spoke about bare skin, but I just like this design. So, on this matter, this stitch, I don't think there's anything wrong with this stitching or this body. I think this is a comment that could be honestly criticized in the sense that I can easily wear my favorite design on my favorite body. I think it's okay, as long as you understand that. I think, can I wear this knowing it's fake? So please don't try to resell this at a high price because it's fake. It's simply something you buy yourself and sell in the store. I think it's okay to wear it if you can digest it within yourself. If there is love in each t-shirt, I think it would be better to buy the original at a proper store. I honestly think you shouldn't buy this online. If you're fine with that, then even if you're deceived by a fake, if you can't tell it's a fake, then I think it's fine. I like used clothing a lot, but I can't say for sure. I don't have any information that can definitively say this is 100% sure I think so. So if you want the real thing, you should try wearing something like this. Then if you want the real thing, you should go to a famous used clothing store and go first to the place where it is sold as an original and listen to their sales patter. I think it's important where it is sold, but I also think there are some staff who can't answer that. If you can answer that question anymore, or simply say that the body is made in the United States and is genuine, you can't trust it anymore. I've already bought it in a place like this. And I mean, there's a story behind this t-shirt and secondhand clothes. I thought that if I didn't go, it would be difficult to go into the world of t-shirt pins t-shirts anymore. Well, there are places that sell it in various places, and there are places that sell it, so you can judge for yourself. What I can't advise you is that it's a print. Touch the print first, don't judge it just by its body. I often say it's a drug, but it's a word called made in the United States, and it's called single stitch. One recommendation is not to be fooled by that, but to look at it with your own eyes. Of course, there are people who are selling and listening carefully to the information of the clerk, Mr. Ms., by looking at it with their eyes and making a judgment. And there are also people who are selling real things. I think there is, and I sold it to those people. If you ask them how they made the purchase, for example, if you know where they bought it on tour at the time, where they bought it and where they bought it, I think the credibility will, of course, increase. That is where you need to be very careful. It's okay to call it a design because the design itself is already a popular design, and I think it's going to be popular. It's again, if you can judge by looking at it. First look at it, touch it, and see that the print is new in you. I mean, there's this shiny feeling. Think of it as a boot product, which is almost a boot product. Well, I think it's good to start with that, and I think it makes sense to have the ability to discern the genuine article. Most of today's vintage t-shirts are from the 80s to the 90s. Even considering the times, they are 30 to 40 years old. T-shirts that are 30 to 40 years old. Take a look at your previous t-shirt and buy it once you have doubts. I strongly recommend trying to buy it. So that's about it. It's something like this. Today I dared to explain this boot that I bought and the t-shirt that is supposed to be a fake. I urge everyone to be daring and buy it and touch it at your discretion. In terms of design and wearing, I think it's completely fine, so I'm in favor. Of course, I don't think it's good for people who seek the value of the t-shirt. But I think it's okay to just wear it as a t-shirt. There are negative comments and positive comments about this, and I feel like everyone is thinking about the state of the world. I think it's great to see this, and if you have something to think about, it makes for a great comment section. Especially for these t-shirts, I would love to see a more active comment section than ever before. I would be glad to see both high and low ratings. So thank you very much. I made a risky purchase, but thank you for watching today's video. I look forward to your next video.